What if I told you that the world you live in isn't exactly as you remember it? That things you once knew for certain, events, names, images, have somehow changed. Do you recall Nelson Mandela's death in prison during the 1980s? Many people do. But here's the twist. Nelson Mandela didn't die until 2013. This phenomenon, where groups of people share false or distorted memories of the same event, has a name: the Mandela Effect. Some say it's simply a trick of the mind. But others believe it's a sign that our reality isn't as stable as we think. A glitch, a breach between worlds, a ripple from parallel dimensions. Today, we're diving into the depths of the Mandela Effect. Is it all just a case of mass misremembering? Or are we living in a world where realities are colliding, merging, and altering everything we thought we knew? What is the Mandela Effect? The Mandela Effect. It all started when countless people around the globe claimed to remember Nelson Mandela's death in prison in the 1980s. They were convinced down to the finest detail, that he died long before 2013. News headlines, radio broadcasts, even childhood memories of teachers talking about it. But the records are clear. Mandela was released from prison, became the president of South Africa, and lived until 2013. This wasn't just a few people getting things mixed up. It was thousands. And it didn't stop there. Over time, more and more examples of shared false memories began to surface. And that's when the question started. Could it be more than just coincidence? Strange cases of the Mandela Effect. Consider this: the Berenstain Bears, a beloved children's book series. Or is it Berenstain Bears? Many people remember it as Berenstain, with an E, but every official book cover reads Berenstain, with an A. So, what's going on here? Then there's the famous line from Star Wars: "Luke, I am your father." Sound familiar? You'd be surprised. In the original movie, Darth Vader never says those words. The actual line is, "No, I'm your father." And yet, millions remember it the other way. There's more. The Monopoly Man. You know, the one with the monocle? Except, he doesn't have a monocle. He never did. Or how about mirror? Mirror on the wall. Another iconic line, right? Wrong. The actual phrase is magic mirror on the wall. But that's not what so many of us remember. Each of these cases is small, but together, they start to paint a disturbing picture. It's as if pieces of our shared reality have shifted, altered, leaving behind fragments of memories that don't match the current world. So, what's causing it? Theories behind the Mandela Effect. Theories about the Mandela Effect range from the mundane to the extraordinary. Psychologists suggest that it's a case of false memory, where the brain simply misremembers details, filling in gaps based on similar information. It's a logical explanation, but it doesn't account for the sheer number of people who remember the same incorrect details. Then, there's another theory, one that's less comforting. The theory that we're living in a multiverse, an infinite series of parallel worlds, where small differences exist between each reality. According to this idea, the Mandela Effect happens when two parallel universes collide, causing fragments of one reality to bleed into the other. It's a theory straight out of science fiction, but it's gaining traction. Could it be possible that, in one universe, Nelson Mandela did die in the 1980s, while in another, he lived until 2013? Or that the Berenstain Bears exist in one reality, and the Berenstain Bears in another? It sounds impossible, but if we accept the existence of alternate realities, then perhaps it's not so far-fetched after all. Quantum mechanics and the Mandela Effect. And here's where it gets even stranger. Some physicists suggest that the Mandela Effect could be linked to quantum mechanics. The theory goes like this: as particles move and interact, they could create tiny fractures in reality, minute shifts that ripple outwards, affecting the fabric of our world. These shifts could cause people to remember things differently, as though they've slipped into a slightly altered timeline. Imagine it, a single small event on the quantum level, affecting millions of people's memories. A reality so fragile, so interconnected, that one change can alter the way we perceive the world around us. Are these false memories really glitches in our brain? Or are they evidence of a reality far more complex and interconnected than we ever realized? The psychological aspect. Of course, there's a simpler explanation. Some experts say the Mandela Effect is nothing more than a psychological phenomenon. Confabulation, they call it. Our brains don't like gaps, so we create stories to fill them, influenced by culture, social media, even movies. In this view, the Mandela Effect is a collective misremembering, fueled by groupthink and internet forums. But still, if it's so simple, why do these memories feel so real? Why do they linger, nagging at the back of our minds, as if something truly is out of place? What if it's real? So, what if the Mandela effect is more than just memory tricks? What if it's a sign? A clue that our world is shifting, evolving in ways we can't yet understand? Could it be a warning that our grasp on reality is more tenuous than we ever believed? That somewhere, deep within the fabric of existence, our realities are colliding, blending, merging? Imagine waking up tomorrow to find that something else has changed. Something subtle, but unmistakable. A logo, a line from a book, a memory of a famous event. Will you dismiss it as a mistake? Or will you wonder if, just maybe, you've slipped into another reality? So, the question remains, is the Mandela effect simply a flaw in human memory? Or is it a glimpse into something much bigger? A multiverse, an alternate reality? Or perhaps, a universe that's rewriting itself as we speak? Perhaps we'll never know. But one thing is certain. The next time you remember something differently, ask yourself, is it just a memory? Or a message from another world?